Good morning, folks. Hey, I wanted to spend a little bit of time this morning talking about the concept of the top 100. So if you've heard me talk about it before, stick around because I've added a couple of new touch points and a couple of things that I want to talk to you about reinforcing. If you've already started implementing the top 100, if you could share your comments and any feedback with the rest of the group, that would be very helpful moving forward. But the idea came about the top 100. Actually, I went to a class and I heard someone else talk about it, and it immediately resonated with me. And then I decided to go ahead and take it a little bit step further. His was a little bit more basic, but I've kind of taken it really to help you stay in flow with the top 100 people in your sphere of influence. And the concept between staying in flow with 100 people is a lot of the different coaches say that everyone in your database is going to come in contact with, I don't know, the coaches say a lot of different things. Some say every 18 days someone in your database is going to come in contact with someone that needs to buy or sell, and you could have an opportunity for a referral. Other people say that everyone will know 5 people in the next 12 months that will need to buy or sell. So again, that would be an opportunity for you to get a referral, but only if you have a deep relationship and you stay in touch with these people. So the level of your relationship is going to be in direct proportion with the number of referrals that you get. And a lot of agents think that just because they did a good job and they send, a birthday card and they send a drip email campaign once a month, that they're going to get the referrals when people come in contact with people that need someone. And it really couldn't be further than the truth. The actual way that referrals are occurring has gone under a drastic overhaul. Most people are already in the engagement process with someone or some idea of how they're going to get their home either sold or how they're going to purchase a home before they actually ever voice to someone else that they're thinking about buying or selling. And a lot of times they've already made the decision, so when they go to the office or when they come in contact with someone, they're like, oh, we're going to be putting our house on the market, we're super excited. That's not the same thing as, hey, we're thinking about putting our house on the market, do you know a realtor? So what happens is people aren't directly coming out and saying, hey, do you know anybody do you have a good realtor? Like, that doesn't happen as much anymore because we're no longer sought out first. People don't say, oh, I'm thinking about selling, do you know a realtor? No, they have the thought and then they start researching all the ways they can sell the house. It's the same thing on the buying side. Because of the internet, because we gave up all the information, people now seek the product and then decide after, do I want a professional or not to help me? Because we're not needed in the transactions anymore. We're totally something that people should want and they should value, but only if we articulate that and provide, a really good service and can tell people why it's beneficial. A lot of times I'll hear agents say, I can't believe they didn't use a realtor. They probably did this, this, and this. And they probably didn't get the best deal, and they probably weren't protected, and all these things that we say behind people's back, but then we never take the time to articulate and educate the consumer out there as to why they need us. They don't need us to find the property anymore. That's not the value. Sellers don't need us to put it on the internet pretty much anymore. They can directly put that out on Zillow if they want. They can get access to the MLS with a lot of flat fee companies that are like, hey, $200 to put it in the MLS. So a lot of what we used to think we were so valuable for is not even needed. We don't even need to discuss it anymore. That'll be my topic for next week. But the top 100 is a way for you to stay in flow, maybe better than you have in the past, so that your relationship is very tangible and you are thought of as the professional, as the expert, in a more regular way. So when I heard it, it really resonated to me. And I know a lot of people use Referral Maker and you might have a CRM and Top Producer. But just because you have triggers in there to do things doesn't mean that we do it. I've asked a lot of people that are in the Buffini system and use the Referral Maker. And I said, well, if it pops up and tells you that it's time to call Joe Smith, are there times when you're like, I don't feel like calling him today, and you just kind of swipe it? So just because we have automated systems doesn't mean that we actually take the action when we're triggered. So what I like about the top 100 is it's visual and it's a piece of paper and it's tangible and it's really logical and it makes sense and it turns it into a game. And the people that are using this are telling me how much they're just staying in better flow with their people. Their referrals are going up. They're they're actually enjoying their lead generation and lead conversion hours because they have focus, they have clarity, and they're trying to fill what I call like a bingo board. We're going to go ahead and flip and just show you. It's an Excel spreadsheet. Like, that's how basic this is. But sometimes we just need to go back to the basics, and that's kind of what I'm about. And to me, when it's in the computer, it's out of sight, out of mind. And a lot of times we don't go in and look at our database. We don't go in and say, who should I call? And so this is just a way to keep it on your desk or keep it with you at all times, or wherever your workspace is what I'm encouraging you to do. So let me just show you. And again, this is really like a small section, but the whole premise is, so you're going to have a database, you're going to have an Excel spreadsheet, and along the left, that first column are going to be the 100 people that you really feel comfortable to do a series of 12 things with that person. Stay in contact, stay in flow, give, provide value for the next 12 months. So nobody would go on the spreadsheet that you weren't willing to do everything that you put on the spreadsheet. So each column is going to represent a touch point. And what's cool about it is that you get to spread it out over a year so that too much time doesn't go by where you're staying in touch with your people. If, the best thing you can do, and this is such a good exercise. I've had so much positive feedback from doing this, although it can be a little bit uncomfortable, is to go ahead and print out all of your sales over the last 12 months, 24 months, however, maybe you just got in the business, but print out all of your business. And then next to each piece of business, write the name of the person that actually referred you that piece of business or where that business came from. The people that I work with in coaching, every single month they have to put down all their business and what the source of that business was. Like, that's just a mandatory, have to do it, because you have to be looking each month at where your efforts are actually being realized. So it's very powerful. I'm sure many of you probably already do that, but this is just such a good starting point to see, wow, I just closed on 7 homes this year. They all still live here, and not one of those people have given me a referral. What we tend to find is that the same few people are the ones that keep referring over and over again, but yet we're missing opportunities with people that we had a great experience, but it was 2 months ago, and I haven't felt like I needed to stay in flow, but I also have not gotten a referral from that person, and they closed 2 months ago. So it's a great self-analysis of how well you work by referral as opposed to wait by referral. This will help you work by referral as opposed to waiting by referral, because it's a constant reminder of all the things that you can do to stay in flow with people. And then we layer this with all kinds of different strategies. So on the first column, you would just put the top 100, top 20, top 50, whatever your number is. If you get to 100, that's really all you need. If those people are local and they refer you on a regular basis and you start to really develop a relationship. It's hard to keep a relationship going with 500 people. Like, you're not doing it. It's impossible. It's almost really difficult to do 100, but that's your goal, because if 100 people know 5 people that are going to buy or sell in the next 12 months, and you're the one that they refer to because you've asked for the business, they said that they would, they know how to refer you, you've made it convenient and easy, and you've explained to them what a referral looks like in 2018 as compared to what a referral looked like back in 2000. If you've gone through all of that, then that should be, if the stats hold up, 100 times 5, that would be 500 opportunities for you to have conversations and introduce yourself to see if you could be an option for that many people. And that's all because you stay in flow. So this is only one part of your lead generation system. You need to have 2 or 3. You need to have 2 or 3 that you're really trying to get good at over the next 5 years. So I start with their name. Then I go ahead and jot down their cell phone number. Now, after you know their number and it's been in your phone, you can go ahead and delete that column. But this is a good exercise for you to make sure, geez, do I even have these people in my phone? I can't tell you. I mean, I have to say I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit this, but I work with some people regularly, and I've actually never added them into my phone as a contact. I'm not proud of it. I'm just telling you that's just the reality for me. I'm a work in progress. I have a lot that I can improve on for sure. But that's one of them. I thought my Gmail was syncing, but I'm not that techie, and apparently it's not. So anyway, I need to get that fixed too. But at any rate, I do work with people regularly, and they're not a contact. Don't tell them. So I want you to make sure that these people are a contact. And in your phone, you should have, are they an A client, B client, A plus, A, B, or C client? I'm sure you all know how to categorize people by now. So put whether they're an A plus, A, B, or C. Put as much information in your phone as you can. It's just great to have it as a backup. I'm sure you already have it in Referral Maker or Top Producer or Realty Juggler, but it is good to keep that information handy in your phone because there's a lot of other ways that you can stay in touch quickly, and a lot of times you're going to be doing it from your phone. Some people are like rarely using their laptop anymore. It's just the way of the future. So go ahead and spend the time to do that. I have email in here, and the reason I have email is if you're like me, and almost every class that I go to, when I talk about the top 100, I say, how many people have more than one email address? Like 500, every hand goes up, because we all pretty much have multiple email addresses. So the reason that I have that in there is when you first started working with somebody, they may have given you their work email address. But that might not be the best email to actually converse with them or to provide value or to give them things. So it's always a great conversation to say, you know, when we were working together, you had provided me with this email. People change jobs. I did a class the other day, and I said, you know, people will change jobs. You might have an email address that they're not even working there anymore. And I had like 3 people say, oh my God, that just happened to me. Didn't even know that they had left jobs until I saw it on Facebook. So it's great to just call and have a conversation. Or the next time that you're scheduled to call these people, and go ahead and just confirm that the email address that you have on file is the best place for them. You may have changed your email address. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to give them a new email address if you've changed companies. So it's just a great conversation thing, but it's also good to make sure that you have the best email address. So once you know that you have the best email address, you can put that in there. Once you have all 100 email addresses up to date, you can kind of collapse that column if you want as well. Or you might want to leave it blank and then you can be filling it in because we print this. So this is a working document. Then you'll notice that the column headings, these are all like work. Okay, it's not work phone number. This is really designed for you to make sure you know where all your clients work. If we need clients to keep our business afloat, to sustain, to earn an income, there's a good chance that everybody in our sphere of influence work somewhere where they also need clients. So if you know exactly where they work and what they do, that's a great opportunity for you to be able to provide referrals to them. It's so important that we are givers. Give, give, give. We tend to refer the same things over and over again. Home inspector, lender, plumber, landscaper. I mean, we do all the things that are associated with our business. Maybe hairdresser, maybe a doctor here and there. I don't really give out that many referrals. Like I always have people, at the end of each week, you should look and say, who did I give a referral to this week that was not in the real estate industry? Who in my sphere of influence did I try to help? Whose business did I try to highlight? Some of you do newsletters. I did a newsletter for 10 years, never missed a month. Myself and Susan, who's in this group. She still does her newsletter 20 years in. So that's a great opportunity to highlight someone else's business and do a business spotlight. You could promote them on Facebook. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do. Remember, you have to be a massive giver to open yourself up to receive. And everything that we have as a column heading is a chance for you to give. And that's what I really like about it, because you don't have to just do a phone call, a personal note, a pop by, and an item of value. That's only 4. So it's like, that's not staying in flow with people as much as we have the ability to right now with all the other things that we can add in. So this is kind of Brian Buffini on steroids, is the way I kind of look at this program. So we're going to create a column heading for everything that we individually believe, it's in our belief system, and we're going to make a commitment that if the people are good enough to get on our list, then they're good enough to get every touch point that's on this spreadsheet. If you're not willing to do everything on the spreadsheet with a particular individual, then just leave them in your database, in your bulk database. This is like a working document that it's a portion of your database that comes out for you to really, really pour yourself into so that you can get a good ROI from your SOI. And that's really how I look at it. We should be getting a return on our investment. You invest time, you invest your expertise, you You invest your service. You invest your career in people. And if you're working by referral, that means that you are expecting a return on that investment in the form of either repeat business or a referral. Doesn't mean they're always going to work out, but hopefully you get the opportunity to grow your business one person at a time based on the fact that you work by referral, not wait by referral. So we just need to be in a position to give, but you can't sit back and expect referrals to come if you're not willing to give yourself. So that's why I really like this. And some of the stuff is just giving a little, a personal note or an email or a text message. So there's lots of ways. So whatever column headings you want to do, it's because you say, I'm going to fill in the blanks for everybody for the next 12 months. And every time I do one of these activities, I'm going to put in the date that I did it. So that way you can really track the level of flow that you have with each client, so that you don't do like a phone call, an email, and a personal note all in June, and now what are you going to do to keep the relationship going until the following June? So you'll notice we have a phone call. You have to be willing to call your people at least one time. And it's going to end up being two, because I encourage you to make the birthday calls instead of no Facebook stuff. I mean, you can do that in conjunction, but if they're having a birthday, I encourage you to make the phone call. I think it would be real. Like, I like to sing. I'm terrible. I like to do karaoke, like if I've had something to drink. But I like to sing. I'm not good. But I think it would be really fun and cute if you called people, and if they didn't answer, if you got their voicemail, if you sang happy birthday to them. I think it'd be funny. And people like humor, and they like things that are different. They like people that are upbeat, enthusiastic, and have a good sense of humor for the most part, I feel. Or if you're funny, those are the kind of people that you'll attract. So not everybody attracts everybody. I get that too. But whatever your personality is, but call the people on their birthday. I think that's really, really impactful and really powerful. And most people never do it, and that's why it's even more impactful. Everybody does Facebook wall. And it really just kind of gets lost in the crowd. So if you are going to use Facebook, I encourage you to do a private message rather than putting it on their wall. You'll always get a response if you just single out and take the time to do a personal message. But I think the birthday should always be a phone call. But anyway, just a call at some point. And then we have the next column is EM, and I just shortened the stuff because you're just really putting a date in there. And that would be an email. So it wouldn't be a monthly drip campaign. This would be when you took the time to actually just send them an email. It would be one form of communication. Maybe you were showing homes in their neck of the woods. So you just kind of send an email and say, hey, I was thinking about you today. I was showing homes and I actually drove by your house. It looks fantastic. Let me know if I can help or if there's anything you need. I hope you're loving the house as much as you did the day that you bought it. Boom. It's an email. It's just a different touch point. If we touch people the same way all the time, it gets really old. That's why people don't want to call through their database every other month. They're like, oh, this is painful. I get it. I mean, when I was in Buffini, I didn't want to do it either, which is why I had to do 50 personal notes a week, because I was light on the phone call. So my coach was like, listen, you gotta balance it out here. So many people struggle with just staying in flow, and now we have all these cool ways to do it. PN, that's a personal note. So everyone in your database should minimum get one personal note throughout the 12 months. So if I do a phone call in June, maybe in July it's time for a personal note, or maybe it's time for an email. See how I can spread it out? But yet it kind of keeps me in front of them in different ways, so it's not so boring, ho-hum, here's another drip email campaign that I'm not going to read, delete. They delete that stuff so quick, and I'm really a little bit disappointed when I hear people say, well, at least I'm getting in front of them, it's better than nothing. Hate to break it to you, nothing probably is better. Nothing's probably better than doing that, because that's not deepening a relationship. That's not staying in flow. If you do a monthly item of value, it doesn't even get on this sheet. That's in conjunction. Great. Go ahead and do the extra touch that is probably nobody's reading it. Think how many newsletters you get from people electronically. I mean, I delete them. I can smell a drip campaign a mile away. I delete it before I even open it. And they're probably doing the same thing. Now, the only way to know if they're enjoying it is to ask them. So if you ask them, hey, I've been sending out this monthly email campaign for like 3 years now, and I'm just curious, do you enjoy getting that, or would you like me just to take you off the list? People are phased out with email. People are not even using email as much anymore. It's becoming a loss. It's like one of the most ineffective forms of communication. It's crazy. But times are changing, and we have to get with reality. And reality is people are not using email like we used to. I have emails that are sitting in there that are still dark, which means I haven't opened them for, I don't know. I try to clean it out. So sometimes I'm like, you know what, this has been in here for a week and a half and nobody's said, how come you didn't respond to me? So I just delete it sometimes. I'm terrible, but I'm just being honest. And I think if we look at our own behavior and think about how other people are behaving, we might change what we're doing a little bit. Facebook. So Facebook is a great opportunity for you to, it's the gateway to the information of what's going on in their life. So Facebook, I would go in and I'd have a column for Facebook. Likes really are they're almost pointless nowadays. You almost have to either comment or do an emoji to have any kind of impact. I'll put in a post and I'll get so many likes, but I have no idea who liked it. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me anymore. It's the comments. Then I know, oh, okay, that had an impact. I don't look at views on videos. If people view it, they probably watch, like, hopefully you're watching the whole thing. And I know I'm going to go long on this stuff, but you know what? I'm like teaching, so you're getting free coaching. So anyway, it's long. Hit pause or hit fast forward. But people just, it's the engagement. So if you're not posting to engage, then you may as well skip the post. And I'm going to do a whole thing about realtors posts probably next week, because I've been doing a lot of research and looking at my the stuff that I do as well, and so many things that I'm guilty of that I need to make an adjustment, and I'm going to suggest that you all do the same thing. And then you guys are going to have a lot of great input and feedback on that, I'm sure, and I welcome it, because we all have to, we have to get with the program on a lot of areas that we just get way too comfortable on, and they're just not effective anymore. So you can have a Facebook share, you can have a Facebook comment, you can do a shout out to someone's business, you can put something on their wall. I try to, do a nice comment on someone's page at least once a week, just something that either I've seen them say or seen them do, or sometimes I just want to give a compliment that, about their service and about who they are. And I'd like to do a public compliment. So who have you complimented lately? I think we spend so much time figuring out what we want to post, and really we should be posting on other people's walls. So again, this is all about giving. Video. How are you staying in touch with people using video? The program I'm using now is Zoom. So I've already posted with a Facebook Live. I've posted with BombBomb. Today I'm posting with Zoom. You can also just send someone a video text. You can send a video email. So when you're in front of people, when they see you, they feel more of a connection. So you should be able to communicate with everybody at one time throughout the year with some form of a video. Maybe that's your birthday. You're like, maybe you combine it and say, well, I did a phone call and a video, you get to create this worksheet. So it's yours. A pop by. Go by, those of you that are in Buffini know what a pop by is. Going by and dropping off something cute and little and just saying, hey. There's so many ways to do pop bys, and we could do a whole session on pop bys. If you're not willing to do a pop by on everybody in your top 100, then I encourage you not to have pop by as a title. You can still do pop bys within your database, just track it somewhere else, or maybe you have some people on your top 100 that are just not convenient, but you do get referrals and you really do want to just stay in touch with them. You could have a column kind of like over to the side that's not really included kind of in this, because what you're trying to do is fill in all the blanks in the next 12 months. So it kind of becomes a game. It's like a bingo card. So at the end of the year, you should say, you know what, I stayed in flow with everybody, and this is how many referrals I got because I did it. So it's an easy one-stop shop place to look at. If you have 1 million blanks at the end of the year, that means you didn't stay in flow with a lot of people. I guarantee you your referrals are going to be way down, or they're going to be down further than they could be. Then we have birthday. So it's so easy to find out everybody's birthday. Just go to Facebook. When you get a new client, you can use an intake form. I used to have an intake form that they just filled out all their information. It was really easy to get their birthday and all that. But you can find them on Facebook now. It's so easy. If they purchased a home from you, then they're going to have a home anniversary date. If they stayed local, then you're going to want to call them every year on the week that they closed. So if somebody closed, and I'm using this one as an example. I'm building my own top 100 because I have different clients than y'all are going to have. But home anniversary. So this person on the example, Joe Smith, closed on 6/15/2011. So that was a while ago, right? So every year in June, during that week, Joe's going to get a phone call. Hey, happy anniversary. He'll be like, it's not our wedding anniversary. No, but it's your home anniversary, and you've been in your home for 8 years now. Can you believe it? No, I can't believe that. I know. Do you still love it as much as you did? Do you have any questions? Is there anything I can help you with? You're going to call every year. So it's, hey, you've been in your house for a year. A lot of agents are good with year one, and then they fall off the face of the earth. So if you do that every year, wow, what an impact. You're going to create columns for whatever you want to do. So you may have other things that you do with your clients. Some people do lunches. Some people do gift cards. Everybody gets one gift card a year, like a Starbucks card or a Dunkin' Donuts card. So you may have additional columns just for the sake of the example. That's all I have right now. But there's a ton of ways, which is kind of cool. And then we have the $ column. So the $ column is really designed for you to put really a value on your database. And this should be very motivating. If you're trying to get a minimum of 1 referral from everyone in your top 100, which I think is low, but anyway, you could just say, well, if I just did 1 referral from everybody, if my average sale price was $200,000, that would be a $6,000 commission. So I could put $6,000 in the column for every single person, and then anybody, if I thought they might move that year, I could add in what it would be to sell their house and then maybe to help them buy another house. So you could potentially have, your database is worth a bunch of money. And it's not in a bad way. Some people are like, oh, that's like putting a $ on everybody's head. Well, it is and it isn't. If you say you're going to work by referral, then you're already saying that you're trying to get referrals from people. I'm just having you put it on paper so that you can actually see, geez, if I was more intentional, if I was more proactive, if I was a massive giver, I could have a lot more income. My business could grow. I could really be rocking and rolling with people that know, like, and trust me, that are referred to me from advocates out there, not because they just come to you, because you earn it. Like, the whole thing about working by referral is earning the business. We don't make money, we earn money. What are we doing to earn referrals? And I know we say work, but I could sit and throw a million notes to people, and that's work. But is that earning people's business? Is that earning their trust? What kind of value am I giving to them? Am I being the trusted resource? Am I being all things real estate to everybody? Am I not picking and choosing? I mean, if I'm in it, I'm in it. Buy, sell, rent, invest. I mean, I'm in it all the way to help people. Buying, selling, renting, and investing are all parts of the real estate industry that I can actually help someone in. I'm not going to pick and choose how I'm going to help people. I'm either going to help people and I'm in it. I mean, that's just me. Everybody can decide what they want to do. But the way I'm looking at it is, the more I'm open to helping people, the more opportunity that's going to come in my way. Can I help everybody? Probably not. But I'd much rather say, wow, I wish I could help you, but I really don't think I can. But thank you so much for asking. I just don't think I can help you with that. But I'm so glad that you thought of me. I mean, sometimes we look at things a little bit wrong. So this is the top 100 in a nutshell. And I really hope that you'll embrace this idea and start thinking about all the ways that you can stay in flow to be a massive giver. I tell people all the time, no givey, no givey. I mean, if you're not a giver, it's very difficult for you to be open to receive anything. So I hope this gives you some encouragement. I hope it some of you probably are fantastic at working by referral. Maybe this gives you a new avenue, a fun way to kind of track everything and play bingo. I'd love to get your feedback. If you want a copy of the spreadsheet, I'll just upload it. I'll just upload that. I mean, it's just an Excel doc, but some people are like, well, I'd rather just already have a starting point. I'll just upload the Excel spreadsheet. To me, the power is in printing it. And you know, because a lot of people aren't going to go to their computer, but if it's something you can look at every morning and you fill out the birthdays right away, you fill out the home anniversaries right away, you already can see, okay, their birthday's coming up in the end of June. I'm not touching them until the end of June because I need 12 touches throughout the year. You might have columns that have 15 touches. So I just love the flexibility on this. The people that are doing the feedback has been tremendous. I'm working on my own top 100. Once we have the top 100 done, which I'd like to have done by the end of June for all those that want to play, then we can go ahead and take this and then create our top 100 for our Facebook page. So the next step is we'll be going into Facebook, and we'll come over here to explore friend lists. And under friend list, you'll see there's a top, we'll go ahead and create the top 100. So everybody that's currently on your list, we need to make sure that we're already friends with them on Facebook, they've liked our business page, and then we'll create the top 100 list from here, and then we'll talk about all the cool things that you can do, like VIP clubs and coupons, and really cool things that you can share just with the people that are in your friend list, which are the people that you really want to try to stay in flow with. So lots of cool strategies. I hope this helps you. I really hope that you'll give this some thought and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way is fine. If there's something that you can add, please let me know. The more we get, the more we share, the more we grow. I don't have all the answers. I'm continually trying to grow and improve. That's, I guess, why I do all this, because I learn so much from everybody else. That's the beauty of it. I think that's probably ended up being the best thing I've found about Facebook, is how much I've learned and how much I've grown and how many cool relationships I've been able to form. You know, and I started out being a Facebook holdout. It's like, I'm not getting on Facebook. And those of you that know me, you know, you've heard the story, the shirts I sold. So anyway, please give me your thoughts and your feedback. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And again, this was done on Zoom, so I did want to just mention another program that you have available to utilize when it comes to video and for things that you can share. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and I really look forward to continuing on our quest